What's up, man? It's your boy Hood Memory right here, taking y'all back to my, when I was a kid, where I was born, raised that most of the times, right here on 61st Street right here. So check it out. This is where most of the times we played football. I was a kid, had the big boys coming out, coming out here to show us how to play football. So we would come out the houses, because everyone stayed on this block. We'll come out the houses, start playing football with the big boys. And so, learn how to catch my first touchdown over here. And sometimes we had other blocks, and over here was where all the Zoes would be at. The Zoes on this side, Zoes on that side. Just a one-stop shop, if you know what I mean. So, basically than that, we always be over here, me and my homeboys, sometimes we'll be, as you can see right over here, I had this corner right here that you can see, the lot right there is kind of blank. So we was always posted up there like a light pole before Jesus. You heard me? Yeah, that part. And also, I had my homeboys from North Miami coming to check us out. Sometimes we'll be posted up here chilling, vibing. You know what I'm saying? So let me take y'all across. So this right here, sometimes we will put a crate, like a little crate, and we'll play basketball here, etc. You know what I'm saying? And we also had some other blocks that will come over and, to try to play football with us. We play scrimmage and we'll play football, etc. whatnot. So everything was pretty good most of the time like that. And so sometimes we would come here, post here, talk, chat. Other people will come through here and holler at us and sometimes, And over here is where we had my other homeboy that stayed here, you know what I'm saying? So he would stay here sometimes. When cars driving by, we would post up, duck off of the quarter, throw rocks at them. And, people come out and start chasing us down the block. And it was kind of crazy, you know what I'm saying? So we would duck off in the bushes over here somewhere. And so, that's how it was. And I had my other homeboy, George, on the block that was here. Man, that was my boy right there, man. That's like my close friend, the only white boy on the block, you know what I'm saying? So other than that, so we'll come further down as I go take you guys further down. Over here, next to this pole right here was it was some triple OGs that stayed here. They was always playing music. And so I was always into music. But you know what I'm saying? I was like more stylish, but they gave me a little more, knowledge, flavor, West Coast vibes. So, you know what I'm saying? So I was really versatile from that way. So, you know what I'm saying? So this is chill over here. Post over here, give me knowledge when I come from school, coming this way, etc. You know what I'm saying? I had my homeboy Harry and History Sisters that stayed here. And also right here, if you don't know, this field right here used to be Yahweh Ben Yahweh. This is where the Yahweh congregation was. The big white building was here. They had their kids. They had their own transportation. All white, everything. You know what I'm saying? They had their own transportation. So the Yahweh building, the buses would be here. They were not even engaged with us. You know what I'm saying? They had their own thing going on. Yahweh Ben Yahweh and his congregation always stayed here. They had the buses that go through the back. This was high, right? They had their little tunnel. Everything was great over here. And then after that, I think when that went down, they turned this into Janet Reno. It was like a program for bad kids, alternative school, whatever, probation, whatever. And as you know, we behind Edison Middle. You know what I'm saying? And over here, this back street right here, a lot of casualties happen here, you know what I mean? So, no, cops was always over here, so police on that end, as you can see. So basically, this is how it was over here, man. Back in the days, it was like this. So just a glimpse back at memory lane. So just subscribe, like, and see y'all in the next episode. Peace.